Always give a few seconds for everybody to get through their commercials.
Okay.
And we are live. We're live at 8. That doesn't rhyme, but live at 8 on the Silverhairstacker show. My co-host is Queen City Picker's Elbow. Okay,
Yep.
now there's the rest of him.
I'm trying to copy something.
And in the side chat, we have the awesome and crack picker who was 52nd. Wendy's here. Happy Friday. Junk Trader, the famous and beautiful Anissa. Swamp Picker, the hero of Baton Rouge. Yeah.
I thought that was Baton Rouge or Baton Rouge.
Rouge,
I
red.
know.
It's French for red.
Yes, I know.
Baton means stick. So it's a red stick. Did you know that, what's the hot sauce?
I'm sorry, say that again.
To pick peppers at their complete ripeness, they sent a stick with the workers out to the fields to pick peppers. And it was painted red. So, if a pepper was not the same color red as the stick, they left it on the bush. Aha.
Ah,
But if the pepper matched the red color on the stick, pick that sucker, it's time for harvest. And there you have it.
well, speaking of hot sauce, you know Texas Pete hot sauce is not made in Texas, it's made in North Carolina.
Okay.
And the company that makes it is being sued by this guy for false advertising. When it says
Well,
on the bottle, made in North Carolina.
Texas Roadhouse restaurant is not only in Texas.
Was it even founded in Texas?
I don't know, but there's a bunch here.
Yeah, we have a few here. They were real popular, and then they
My mic is too quiet. No, it's not. Let me look at the settings.
I'm probably just too loud.
Audio. It's up all the way. That's all I got, folks.
You sound
Unless,
fine.
well, let me check it again. I may be on the oh, I'm on the wrong mic. I think. No, wait. Audio. Yeah, I'm on the wrong mic. Oops. Here we go. Better?
I can't tell any difference.
Well, I think it matters more to the YouTube side than the talk side. Texas Pete must be his nickname. Sound is fine now, Kent says. So anyway, yeah.
How'd you do with the Lutheran ladies yesterday?
Oh, they're evil as usual. I picked up some junk. I bought 7 pipes for $5 each. They had them sitting in a glass cabinet for like 2 months. And I could tell they hadn't sold a single one of them. And most of them, I don't think they had sold a single pipe. So last week I told him, hey, if you want to, I'll buy all of them for $5 a piece. And I went back in yesterday and said, did you consider my offer of $5 each? And the evil lady that was in charge of them said, yes, we decided to make these ones $5 each, and you can buy those. Um, but they kept out like 3 or 4 of them that they wanted more for. So I don't know who was looking it up or whatever. Yeah, some of these are real ordinary brands, plain, and should sell for maybe $20 or $15 a piece. But there's several in there, so I figure the average is going to be about $20 a piece plus shipping on top. So I spent what did I spend? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 pipes times 5. If they average $20,
About $35.
no, what did I say?
You said 7 times 5.
7 times. Yeah, I spent $35 for them.
Okay. 5 times 5 is 25. 30, 35.
So, is that a smoking deal? Of course it is. So that's $140 before fees and stuff. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
So you didn't buy the other ones?
No, I didn't want to buy the ones that they had like $15 on like 3 or 4 of them.
Dang.
And I don't know why they picked those. They didn't seem any fancier than some of these.
They were just trying to put the move on you.
That's why they gave me some for cheap. I did that before in an estate sale, but that time I had gotten like 40, 50 pipes.
Wow.
And some of those were $100 pipes.
How do you?
Not a whole lot of them, but I went to the last day of an estate sale that I go to regularly, and I said, "How much for all the rest of them?" And so I went and shopped in the rest of the estate sale and came back. And I said, "Well, did you come to a conclusion?" Yeah, he said, "Give me $5 a piece." He said, "You know you're stealing." Damn Lutheran biddies. Can I test them? No, I don't smoke.
Well, I was going to ask you, what do you do to prep them for resale? I mean, do you just wipe them down and that's what it is, or do you like take it
Well,
apart and blow through it with a air can, or?
these ones don't look too bad. Somewhere in that first lot of pipes, the big lot, I had bought a pipe reamer, but just a kind of a blunt knife blade will get out most of the crustiness.
Right.
But these are pretty good shape. But I do have a package of pipe cleaners. Imagine using pipe cleaners to clean pipes.
Yeah.
And I watched a couple of videos on how to clean a pipe, and one fellow said prop the pipe up and stop up the end and pour Everclear in it. He said don't use isopropyl alcohol, pour Everclear, like
The liquor.
Yeah. And Everclear is like 180 proof or something. It's like 90% alcohol. Not isopropyl. And it did a pretty good job. I soaked back, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago I got that deal. And yeah, I cleaned them out pretty good. They were clean as a whistle. And then I had a half bottle of Everclear left, so I just drank it.
I hear you.
Not all at once.
Um, you're going to go back next week and say when you go back next week, because I know you'll go back. Are you going to say you still got them pipes I see in the display case? $5 a piece.
Yeah, they don't like making deals there, and I don't blame them, but a lot of the stuff they have um, isn't worth what they're asking. And so they'll have some stuff that will just sit for a year. Like, okay, you won't let people deal, so that's fine. I don't have to buy it.
I went to a church sale one time, and they were like, they they wanted to get out of there. B, they were taking all offers unless it was crazy low. Because the guy that I talked to, he said, "We this was all donated to us. Everything that we make is pure profit for the church." Which it was earmarked for a youth trip during the summer. And he said, "This is all profit. Everybody's volunteering their time. The power bill's got to be here whether we're here or not." And they were selling the hell out of that stuff.
Yeah, I like church sales because they do it off of donations, and the people in charge of pricing don't know what they have.
Well, even that, like that guy said, they're making their it's all profit. If yes, they would like to, hopefully people are making reasonable offers on stuff. Um, but they were going to have to pay to dispose of it if it didn't sell. And they had, y'all know what the Gaylord boxes are, the big square open top boxes that usually sit on pallets. They had like 5 or 6 of those of clothes.
Hmm.
And they had, like the shopping bags at the supermarkets.
Hmm.
They had those, and it was like fill a bag for $1. They didn't care whether stuff was falling out of the top of it or not. Just give them their $1 because it was all profit. It was all going towards their charity.
You're not allowed in churches? Sure you are. So I've been sorting Legos.
Cool.
Got bunches of minifigures. I think I'll just lot all the minifigures in one lot and say,
Oh, by
bid
the
them
way,
up, folks. Put them on an auction and start them at, I don't know, start them at a price and get after it.
um, Kent said, not Kent, who said, yeah, Kent said, what about Popeyes? I'm assuming you're talking about the restaurant. Um, Back to the Texas Roadhouse. It was founded in Indiana in a mall.
Popeyes was?
No, Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, well. Hmm.
What about Popeyes, Kent? Are they in the news today or something? Was Lag sitting in the priest's lap, Felix, or was it the other way around?
Oh my God.
Uh,
Hmm. box of Legos got all kinds of crap in it. Besides the Legos. It's got like Crayola colored pencils and just they look like a child's toy box that the child grew up, so they scraped out the bottom of his toy box and just dumped it all into totes. How many minifigs so far? I haven't even made a dent on the first box. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 so far. But like,
Jeez.
I haven't even made a dent, and this is the small tote. So
You just need to get some boxes and set them up on the kitchen table and just start throwing colors in boxes and sort them out.
I don't even think I'm going to mess with separating colors. I think I'm going to make a lot of the specialty pieces. Then I'm going to make a lot of bricks. Then I'm going to make a lot of minifigs. And then I'm going to make a lot of the platform bases. I think so. I think I'm going to make sell the bricks by the pound. So if there's all kinds of stuff mixed in, old beat up Hot Wheels.
Right.
I'm just throwing those away. Most of those are well used. It's almost therapeutic though, you know, you sit there and just picking at the Legos.
So you're going to do a lot of like all the wheels and sprockets and things like that?
Yeah.
If there's any in there.
I see minifigures going for like $5 each, and I'm like, I'm not going to list these separately.
Good morning, American Honey.
Make a lot of lots. That's right.
But you know, I bought a storage unit one time, and it had all these
Lego app for identifying parts.
Yeah. Had all of these Legos in it, and there were some kits that weren't open, and I sold them. And then there was just a bunch of bags of parts from kits, but all it had was a number on the outside of it.
Hi, American Honey.
And
I never can remember her name. I've been told it 10 times.
Honey, that's her name.
No. It's like a nice lady's name. You need to put your first name after your title there. Yeah, Tina. Just a good old American name.
So I just ended up listening. Roxy, please. I just started.
Man.
She wants my tea glass. I just listed on bag of Lego parts with the number on the outside of them. Have no idea what they're for, and those damn things went fast. So I guess the people out there that really are into Legos,
random Darth Vader in there.
They, I guess there's a website someplace that you can go in there and key in numbers, and it'll tell you what parts it goes to or what set it goes to. How about it, Lag? You're still playing with Legos. Roxy, if you don't get down, honey. Can you hear me?
No.
I was messing with the controls on this mic and I didn't know whether I did something.
Yeah, I got you. Dun, dun.
Felix, you're not right.
Nah, never has been. Known Felix 11, 12 years. He hadn't changed a bit. All right, I got a message. What's your message? Okay, I got an offer for a Wolo Animal House PA system. Well, that's no good. He offered me 17. I countered with 20, and he re-offered 17.
Then you
Well,
ought to go down to, or you ought to go up a couple of bucks.
I'll offer him 19, see what he does. All right, let's see. What? Got another message here.
Yeah, send 20 again.
I sent 19. I'll give him $1 off since he's insistent. Well, that's a specific question. This is about a video game. Let me put this. I got to get the video game out of the bin. The game is Odama, Nintendo GameCube. So anyway, I don't know. Random things you do when you're a seller. But that happens, you know, if you don't know specific stuff about an item, you always look it up.
Yeah.
That may be the best thing I ever learned from another reseller was, dude, open your phone and do a search on that with Google search or on eBay solds. Oh, okay. That works pretty good.
You know, I was talking to my cousin last night, and she said she said David went out and spent $500,000 today. Speaking last night, and I said, "What the hell did he buy?" She said, "A used combine," and I'm like, "Okay, that's like somebody going out and buying." You know, he's a farmer. Um, I said 500,000 for a used one. She said, "Yeah." She said that thing's like 1.2 new.
Cool.
And I said, "What did you say when he came home and said I bought a new combine?" She said, "I didn't say nothing because we needed a new combine, and it's got air conditioning. So when I'm using it this summer, I can stay cool." But
Some of these Lego pieces that have wheels. Yeah.
you know, it's perspective of what your what your business is, and I guess we're just at the bottom end of it with selling people's crap.
One summer in that town I used to teach in, the one farmer had a pretty good John Deere combine out there in the field.
Damn, Roxy. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. Pardon me. Bad, Tom. Bad. Um,
But that combine caught on fire and burnt the heck up. Oh,
they have.
total loss.
I don't know how many. I think they lease a lot of land, and they farm on it, which they lease a piece from me. And I don't know how many acres of soybeans they plant, potatoes, peanuts, all that kind of stuff. I mean, thousands of acres. They got land all over Daggum, Horry and Georgetown and counties. Um, so I guess 500,000 is not a big deal to them.
17. See who this guy is.
Yes. And that's another thing too. I don't know what they call. I don't remember what they call them in Texas, but those, like when you've cut wheat and you're going to bale the straw part of it, and they've got the big wheels that spin and it throws it into a windrow. He spent like $25,000 for one, and that's not power. It's powered by the friction from the wheels. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. A rake, yeah. That's just expensive.
There's some connects mixed in too, so I'm just not enough of them to make a hill of beans, so I'm throwing them away.
Oh, last night when I was going through, when I woke up about 1 o'clock this morning, couldn't go back to sleep, so I was laying there looking at the U.S. recall site. There's another crap load of daggum children. I don't know why anybody buys anything from from Amazon in children's wear that is not produced through a major U.S. company. Because all that crap is recalled because it's not flame retardant. What made me think of that was the fact that you were talking about those toys, and that made me think about the first thing that was on the third thing on the recall list was another set of those, the little balls that are magnetic and that you can put them together and make shapes and stuff like that. Well, they recall them because people, kids are swallowing them.
Stupid kids.
I haven't bought any toys off of Temu. And my kids were in their, Sergey will be 27 this year. The twins will be 26 this year.
Yeah, with all the American and European toys out there, you really don't need to buy too much overseas stuff. Oh.
Yeah, Texas, but this thing has like a 30-foot span on it. And for those that don't know, PTO is power takeoff. Yeah, my dad had some crap that my cousin still has now. Like he got it for just near nothing, and then he just brought it here to, or brought it to his house and hauled it to his house in Rock Hill and took it apart and painted and used a wire brush on stuff and rebuilt it.
Might should have not put my lips on that whistle.
Yeah, you should have maybe wiped it with some alcohol first. You never know. That's a small child. You never know what it's been, where it's been.
I know.
You buy European what?
Toys,
Oh, toys.
or probably almost anything. Cars, toys. Mhm. Just got COVID off of a
Yeah.
whistle and a Lego
Actually,
block.
he's had it now a week now, so any COVID that was on it is dead.
You think?
Yeah. It's got a short lifespan if it's not on the human body.
18. There's somebody's head. That's going to be hard to match up. Oh, so Tom, tell me something you have learned by watching other resellers on YouTube.
First
Because
thing is eBay's broken.
oh, that wasn't where I was wanting to go. eBay's not broken. My eBay is fine.
I think one thing I've learned, especially watching like you and some of the other folks in the group and Bridget, is look at anything that's if it's for sale, look it up and see if it's worth anything. I mean, the Dusty. Um, I've got a bunch of I've got a case of old style the breakers, the tube breakers that I've been selling those things for 4 years, and I would have never bought them if Dusty had hadn't been talking about look at everything. I was in a village city. It's a thrift store. And I was looking through them, and the manager walked by and he said, "You can have the whole box for $2 if you take them out of here right now. They've been sitting here for about 3 months." So I said, "Okay." And he took them up to the front and put a tag on it, said $2. And I've been selling $15 breakers now for quite a while.
Dang, that's a good deal.
So I think the major thing that I've learned from all the YouTubers is to look at everything.
Yeah, and you can still get stuff cheap.
Yeah, and I have a feeling it's going to get.
You don't have to buy it just because it's there.
I went down to a storage locker that I buy from. I mean, I know the manager. He knows me. He's got my personal phone number. I went down there, and he had some storage units that was not, they were going to just dispose of. He called me and said, "If you come down here and pick out what you want, throw the rest in the bins, you can have it." So I went down there and I picked up a bunch of books, which I've since sold to a lady down the street that sells books on Amazon. Nothing really big in there, but there was a couple of horse tack type stuff that I set aside for my niece and sister-in-law that's got all these horses. But and there was some furniture and odd furniture and stuff like that. But um, like I said, you know, you just look at everything and build relations. That's one of the things Dusty always talked about. Try to build relationships with people. Sorry, sorry, lag. No relationships with you. It's kind of scary. Um, but you know, I've talked about it before. The storage unit that I got all the Legos out of also had this box of action figures from a slasher movie series. I think it was called 1,000 Deaths. I think it was movie. Let's try that. House of 1,000 Corpses, I think is what it was. The box was all all the parts were still in the box. The box was all mangled up, and I got, you know, this guy paid me $120 for it.
Sweet.
But how about you? What have you learned? Which you're the teacher, so you never have to learn anything.
I don't learn anything. No, you know, from the get-go, from when I was learning how to sell stuff on eBay from the silver and gold community, um, until now, I'm always learning something new. I mean, it could be something simple like I remember Dusty and Scott had a live show. Gosh, probably 7 years ago. And in the side chat, I complained about how much it was going to cost me to ship something. And they said, well, hey, will that fit in a
Poly mailer?
9x6x3 box? I said, yeah, but it's heavy, so it's still going to cost a lot of money to ship it. And then they said, no, a 9x6x3 just slides right into a padded mailer, flat rate mailer. So, and Scott proceeded to just get a 9x6x3 box and put one in a padded mailer to show me. I was like, all right, I'll be damned. So I don't know how many hundreds of items I've shipped in 963 box inside a padded mailer. It used to be more economical to do that, but now with the ground advantage, it's probably not. I probably don't do 1/10 as many of those as I used to.
Well, you know, I think ground advantage. When when you hear ground advantage, you're thinking everything's by trucks and it's going to be slower. Stuff seems to get to its destination pretty quickly for me. I mean, stuff that I'm thinking is going to take 4 or 5 days to get to Pennsylvania or somewhere, you know, like 2 or 3 days, it's showing that it's been received or delivered.
You know,
But
just simple stuff like Scott the other day showed. Go ahead and print off your um, invoice and put it in with the with an item you sell, but because it's got a scan code to take people back to your store, so they have there's a chance they will buy from you again. So, what's a sheet of copy paper cost? I get them for next to nothing in the estate sales and auctions. So I started doing that. He just did that video like 2 weeks ago. He said, if you weren't doing this already, you're kind of, no. I was sitting there thinking, well, I'm kind of a dummy. I didn't even know that, what do you call those scan codes?
Barcodes?
No, the little square thing with all the little dotty
Oh,
thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
QC boxes or something like that? Codes?
QVC code. Oh, QR code.
Yeah. QR code.
There's a random boat motor in there.
Is there a brand on it?
No, it says 7215.
Uh,
Looks like a Mercury or something.
yeah, it looks like a Mercury.
So, yeah, that little, if you just, right before you ship, whenever you ship, you just go to all orders and then click all and then print print packing slip or print whatever it is, invoice. And then they're all sitting there when you go back and make your mailing labels for them. The boat motor might have a little value.
Yeah, I was just looking through that. Does it have any weight to it? Or is
No,
it
it's just plastic.
okay? Because the ones that have little motors in them, they
I'll, I'll,
they can go for good money.
I'll Google lens it.
What was that number again?
7215. There's one for sale on eBay.
$10. Is that the one you're looking at?
For $10. Yeah. I don't know if there's any.
I
Probably
didn't
not
see.
any solds.
That's what I was looking at next.
No, I don't see any solds.
No, these are like electric ones. Real like for scale modeling and stuff like that. Oh, I had one of
I'm
those.
motorboating again. I can't make my lips do that.
My first boat motor was a 5 horsepower Johnson from like 1948 or something like that. And you poured the fuel in a tank up on top. And it had a wheel on the front of it that would adjust the carburetor. And so you're going across the lake, rolling that, pushing that wheel back and forth to keep the motor running. Good times, good times. My
Darth
brother and I
Vader
went
sold
across.
for $300. Jeez.
Wow.
Boom, boom.
Well, Todd, you might be on some money there.
Oh God. But I got so much else to list. It's like I got to list these. I average maybe 7-10 listings a day. So these pipes will take up most of the time I give listing. So I don't know. I don't know how much in depth I want to go on these Legos.
Well, you probably want to at least do a rudimentary check on them just to make sure the dog has not eaten someone's figure that's what they need to finish the set and they're willing to pay the money for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, just get the high-low type thing on it. Yeah. Anything. You can have one item and start and fall down a rabbit hole because you're looking at, and first of all, eBay's search engine sucks, but you're looking down through boat motors, and then all of a sudden you come up on a Mercury racing jacket, and you go, like, I've got one in my closet in there that I haven't been able to wear since I was about 22 years old because I'm so fat. It starts strolling down from one thing to the next.
Sadie just sent me a picture of a boat motor he's got. How old is that thing, Sadie? That looks like it's older than I am. Maybe
Is that
like
a long shaft? Is Mr. Sadie in here? Yeah, there he is. Is that a long shaft, Mr. Sadie? Like for a sailboat? Back in the day, there was, because I've seen in car museums.
That's what she said, right, Kent? Is that a long shaft? Yeah, I went there. Sorry, folks.
But they've had, boating companies made like a boat and a car. Like they'd go buy a Ford or a Chevy or whatever, Cadillac, and they would dress it to whatever boat they were selling. So the car might be the same color as the boat motor, and if it was an all wood boat, then there would be wood stripping on the car. I've seen some pretty ones. My brother still got that boat motor. He used it. His son used it for a while. Good memories. And you young'uns better be making some good memories. And this is when those girls start bringing them boys home, or they start showing up. Remember, you're going to think fondly about those days one of these days. Yeah, we're a Mercury family. Well, I'm not. I don't have a boat anymore, but up until that point, we always had Mercury motors, outboards. Oh, it's Cloud City. Okay.
What's Lag want us to go see?
It's I guess it's a miniature figure or something.
Good grief.
Yeah, Nissa.
Holy
And this is, does Chad farm, or is that like a side gig he's got or something like that? Or
Who?
Chad.
Chad.
And this is husband.
Oh.
I'm assuming that's her husband. Maybe her boyfriend. I don't know.
The way she talks about him, I think he's just a jack of all trades.
Well, I don't know anybody actually that has, say, 5+ acres that doesn't have a tractor. Oh, it's a long business. Okay.
But
What?
wait, there's more. Sadie sent me a picture of another motor.
Are those yours, Mr. Sadie, or are they your boss's? Good morning, Penny. Do they still have refineries up in PA?
Yeah, I think so. They're probably mostly just make oil, like motor oil. I don't think they refine much gasoline at those ones.
I was watching, it's been some time ago, The Men That Made America. The Men That Made America. And they were talking about John D. Rockefeller. I don't know if this is true or not, but it was in the show that when he was distilling the kerosene, because
Hey,
that's what he made
redhead.
his money in, all this gasoline just was, just pumped all over the ground. And that is a good series. I really enjoyed that. It's kind of, yes, those guys were rubber barons. They were real bastards, pardon my French. But if it hadn't have been for them, we might not be along as far as technology goes, or even steel making. So you have to take the good with the bad. And that's not good for the people that lived during that time, but yeah, he was repenting. Yeah, I'm not really worried about being too PC.
So, yeah, sales didn't start off good in February. I had a banger.
Today's the second, isn't it?
Banger January yesterday. I sold like $75 worth of stuff. I'm like, well, that tapered off quick. I hope the rest of February isn't as bad as yesterday was.
Well, people's got to buy their sweethearts Valentine crap, so
I
they're probably
know.
spending their money elsewhere.
I had a ching this morning right as I woke up, and that's been it. I got 2 items to ship out right now. Two of the things I sold yesterday, they came in early enough that I was able to ship them same day yesterday when I was shipping my other stuff.
was I doing? Oh. I hate to say it, Todd, but I'm gonna have to leave at 10. I've got to
Oh yeah.
meet. I got to meet Roberta at 10:15. She's dropping off her car to have it serviced.
So you can only go another hour and 5 minutes.
I can only go 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, you're not on God's time.
No,
Okay.
I'm on real time. Y'all are on the.
Yeah.
Y'all are on that fake time.
Do, do.
Have you set any goals that you would like to achieve with your business this year?
uh,
Specifically,
Not much. There's a few things I want to concentrate on. Otherwise, I'm going to do the same stuff I always do. One thing I want to do is look for another like that Western wear store buyout or
right?
the video game store buyout. I want to look for an opportunity like that. Uh, Second thing I want to do is sell at least as much stuff as I did in 2023 because I did good in 2023.
Yeah, the bulk find is something I've ever since I bought that bicycle, the stuff from the bicycle shop. And if I'd have known what I know now, I would have been more aggressive about buying more stuff. But I didn't want to get so much stuff I couldn't. I was overwhelmed. But I would have just bought everything and stuck in a storage building, at least, a storage warehouse until I could get it listed. So
And as
I've expanded my search further out, for that kind of stuff instead of just in the general local area. Columbia is an hour and a half away from me. Raleigh is 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from me. You can cover within an hour. You can cover a lot of territory where we're situated at. So I want to look into, like I said, really open up my search area, even if I have to drive an hour to pick up stuff. Which,
enjoy life and don't die.
yeah, what a while ago when I was talking about the storage locker auction and talking to the guy that I know, um, the company he works for has added thousands of units in our area, in the metro Charlotte area, which is an hour from the center city, and he just feels like, well, they've been told by management to stay up on top of collections because they just feel like it's going to get tough. And he said they've even been authorized them to try to make some deals, just to keep them from going to auction because they lose money on auctions. And but he just said because they've added so many, everybody has added so many that he thinks there's going to be a big glut of storage lockers being auctioned off in the future.
Well, it's the same old deal. Bad economy, people are going to default on their storage units.
Yeah.
You can't pay for it. You got to buy a bag of flour.
Um, one day last week, I think it was, I don't remember what night it was. I went, this girl that we know, she's a manager for a good size mid-range apartment complex here in Charlotte. And mid-range, a two-bedroom apartment is about $1,700 a month. Anyway, she called and she said she had two people move out and leave the keys in her mailbox and just skipped. They weren't pat and said we're out of here. That they had notes attached to them and basically said that. And so they were cleaning out got to clean out these two apartments. And she called me and she says, "You want to come look through it and see if there's anything you want? And if you wanted to help throw the rest of it away, do the so." And I went and looked through some stuff, and I found a couple of things, but um, I put her in touch with some people that like for the furniture and stuff like that that I use that could come that would come get it. But
Yeah.
I said, "Is this something new?" She says, "It happens at least once a month at her unit where people just walk out." But then again, back in the day, um, it would have been in the it would have been in the 80s. Um, People were, like I said, this is in the early 80s. Sweepers, when they were building the nuclear power plant, people, it was there just to sweep up and clean up, while they're building it. They were making $15 an hour, which is a lot of money for back then. And so they were these people, everybody that worked for them was making overpriced wages. They were going out and buying all kinds of expensive trucks and cars and boats and stuff like that. My sister-in-law was head of the collections department at a community bank, and she one Monday she went into where she worked at, and the parking lot, the personnel could not park. There were so many cars and boats and trucks sitting in the driveway where people had just brought them in and put their keys in an envelope and put them in the drop box. They were just turning them in because they were finishing up the nuclear power plant, and all these people making all these big wages were losing their jobs. And at one point they were leasing the bank was leasing what was a textile mill property that was fenced in, and they had all these cars parked out there. She earned her money for that. What were you wanting to get in this storage unit? Why don't you buy you one of those
Um,
utility buildings up in the backyard? You got an acre.
I
You can put
guess
6 or 8.
in my experience, I have purchased about 12 storage units in the past. I haven't bought one in like 3 years. But of the 12, two were complete busts, just lost money, filled with nothing but trash. About 8 of them were okay to good, and 2 of them were just bangers. I got a couple of units. One had nice knives and silver and a little bit of gold. Um, but yeah, every unit I bought had just tons of stuff that you just throw it away. It's no good. But yeah, your SO. What's an SO? What's this house about? Significant other? Okay. Well, was that a good thing or a bad thing, Ping? She lives in California.
Uh,
Prices in California uh for real estate, they've been high and for how many years now? Ever, forever?
yeah.
Probably 40 years. The property values in California have just been skyrocketing, or just up there.
In like 1984, I went out there to go on a cruise with a bunch of people, and I'd never been to California. Nobody in our group had been to California before. And there was
Like,
our tour. We took a tour before we went to the ship, and our tour bus driver was from Monroe, North Carolina, which is 30 minutes away from me, 45 minutes away from me. And
say,
we were driving down a road, and he pointed to a house, and he says, "How much you think that house is for sale? How much you think it is?" And we were like, "Oh, $40,000 at the most." He said,
oh,
"It's on the market for $500,000." And I said, that's kind of like a shack from where I'm from. And he's like, "Yeah, it's a shack out here too, but it's still $500,000. You're buying the dirt."
wow.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta go meet her. I will see y'all Monday.
All
Y'all have
right.
a great weekend.
Bye,
Make some
Tom.
make some money. Bye.
All right. There goes half my audience now. Tom left. Oh, wait. No, I just got a new one watching. Uh, People couldn't wait for him to leave. Just kidding. Oh, but yeah, stuff like it always amazes me. Look at this. This is a 1921 $1 silver piece. So this is worth about $27 now. Wait, what happened? Uh, we've always had inflation, haven't we, folks? It's been rougher the last 3 years, but 90-year mortgages. So it's like children inherit their parents' as peace dollar. That's that was a dollar in 1921. You could spend it just like a dollar bill, but it's worth $27 now. So I don't know. You tell me. I know we still got to have cash to carry on daily living, but I think this silver dollar is worth more than a dollar nowadays, don't y'all? Wow, they left all the furniture. 3 truckfuls of books. Wow. Well, books in good condition, yeah. Or furniture in good condition. God, if I was a young man, I think if you're into storage units, you can still make a living if you got enough room, enough warehouse space. You could you can make a pretty good living buying abandoned storage units if you had room to store and muscles to store furniture. Yeah, everything's digital now, right, lag? You don't have a debit card? Cash? I'm supposed to take cash? Uh, so what else is going on? Are we out of topics? How about y'all side chat? Tell me one thing you learned from another YouTube reseller that you use in your reselling business. Well, paying a bunch of our local businesses, single owner family businesses have started in our town have started charging like 3 or 4% to use a debit or credit card. And it's hard to blame them because that cost that's what they have to pay to the card company. But if you pay them cash or a check, they don't charge you the 3% fee. It's like the local tire place I use. He's got an extra surcharge for a debit card or credit card. So I always keep a checkbook and if I need to, I can run and get some cash. You need a thermal printer? Well, you got a guy just several hours south of you right there in Alabama that probably got 12. You learned you can't have over 100, you know. Box resizer. Yep, I learned that on watching YouTube. Yep. If you're not using dimensional weight on a bunch of your packages, you're doing it wrong. You're losing money. Yep. Who'd you learn that from, Chastity? Bum, bum, bum. Do, do, do. All right. I'm about it. I'm about through talking. I got to get my 2 orders packed. Oh, I thought her name was Noelle. Is it Nicole? Or is her real name Nicole and she just goes by Noelle? I don't know. What'd you do? Sit down and roll clear across the room and hit the wall? Always take the plea deal. All right, that's a good question. For several years, I've done a flat shipping rate per item. And the reason being, um, let's say a pipe weighs 2 pounds, and I pack it up and ship it. If I charge $8, I can get a 2-pound package to Seattle from Texas for about $9.50. And I can get the same pipe to Oklahoma for about $7.50. So, on one hand, on the places I ship close to, I make a little bit on the cost of shipping. And on far away places, they don't have to pay more than they're supposed to get my item, because calculated shipping, eBay adds on a lot of cost. Um, so I have just flat rate shipping on nearly everything. And the ones I don't have it on, some of my lighter items, I have free shipping on. And the main reason I do some free shipping is because a large percentage of other sellers for the same item have free shipping turned on. So to stay competitive, I offer free shipping on those also. I think that's the way to go, because if I sold a 2-pound pipe to somebody in Seattle, I bet calculated shipping would charge them $15 to get it. I bet it would be like $7 more charged to the customer than they would have to pay. So if I'm coming in at the same price of sale and I can ship it to them $7 cheaper, I think the customers appreciate that and buy more from me. But I still see a whole lot of resellers that use calculated shipping. I don't do any calculated. Well, I use eBay International Shipping, and those poor devils over there in Germany or Great Britain or wherever, they're paying out the wazoo to get my thing. And I think it's gotten worse because I've sold fewer items outside the US than I used to in like 2022. Yeah. Now, if I lived in California or if I lived in Delaware where Tommy lives, I think that I would probably do more calculated shipping, because that's it's going to be more expensive for you to ship something. Ping. It's going to be more for you to ship something to Maine than it would be me. just because I live in the central time zone. That is true, Sadie. And a lot of resellers do that. However, if there's a problem with it, if it doesn't show up, eBay's not going to have your back. Which is probably a rare occasion. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ping. Yeah, if something breaks in shipping using EIS, you get to keep your money and the customer gets refunded. But yeah, that's so expensive for international buyers. But hey, they can immigrate to the United States like everybody else is doing. Across our Texas border to the south. Oh, did y'all see the news about a truck convoy? They're already in Texas. They're calling attention to the just southern borders that are just overrun with illegal immigrants. See if I can bring that up here. So this truck convoy is going to visit places along our southern border. To call attention. It's nonpartisan. So this is not a political thing. People would like to make it political. Oh, get past the commercial. Good grief. All right, just a second till the commercial's over. Anyway. Yeah, as soon as a package reaches the hub, we're covered. I think the hub I ship to now is in Indiana. Am I wrong? Used to be everything went to Erlanger, Kentucky, but got a store on the radio. Glendale Heights is where they have a large homeless population. All right, let's see if we're through with the. No, we're still on the commercial. I got to. Looks like I got to stay on it to get it to end. Sorry about the wait. It's almost over. Okay, crisis on the border. They're talking about. Oh, show a little bit. Anyway, there's a trucker convoy headed to Eagle Pass, which is a border town in Texas, where this one crossing, they recorded like 24,000 people came across the border in a 24-hour period. And that's just one spot. Texas has a very long border on the Rio Grande. Um, yeah, I'm cheap. Beating on cops in New York. So, and then the United Nations isn't helping either, because every illegal alien that comes across the border and gets here gets cash from the United Nations. I don't know if you knew that. And I'm not sure how much it is. I've heard reports that it's like $2,500. And they get it on a debit card in some instances. Some instances, they just get an envelope with cash in it. And I'm like, who pays for the United Nations to do their business? Oh, it's been outed as a fake. Now the report I heard was that 1,700,000,000 has been spent for these people to have $2,500. Yeah. And then people who come across, yeah, they've only been holding them like 24 hours. And the United States Federal Border Patrol, their duties have shifted. They don't protect the border any much anymore. Their job is just to process illegals. That's all they have. I mean, that's under our Mr. Joe Biden and Alejandro Mayorkas, our Secretary of State, and Anthony Blinken. No, Anthony Blinken's the Secretary of State. Alejandro Mayorkas is our Homeland Security guy, chief. They're not. What's what's Homeland Security for? To welcome people coming in. Uh, Come on, Alejandro Mayorkas. Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State. Why don't those three say, no, we need to stop the immigration? Send all the National Guard down there to control the border. And I think they have sent some, but I don't know how much. So anyway, all right, that's my rant. But anyway, I hope they do a good job and call some attention. They're going to be peaceful, and they're going to be. The Texas legislature says, okay, that's fine. Just be peaceful, and they don't plan on doing any blockades or anything with the trucker convoy. Yeah. There's only 350 million people in the USA. Shoot. When I was growing up, there was 170 million. What happened? All right, we'll leave it there. That wasn't too political because the trucker convoy is not any political party affiliated. They just want the United States to uphold what they swore to do, defending the Constitution. Yep. They swore to do it. They need to do it. Those three aren't. Joe Biden, Alejandro Mayorkas, Anthony Blinken. You aren't doing what you swore to do. Sorry. If you feel otherwise, sorry. All right. We're out of here. Yeah. National Guard has put up more razor wire, but I don't think it's helped much. There's still too much wide open. They never finished the wall, so yeah, there's that. Hundreds of miles of border that's just, yeah. Cartels bringing in fentanyl and human trafficking going on, and yeah. All right, we'll see y'all Monday. Have a good one. Bye.